This is the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. I'm Kevin Scholla in the Narrowgate Security Agency studios.
Todd and I and a couple of our friends here from Alaska lending our support for the next president of our great United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
It's official. Sarah Palin has endorsed Donald Trump for President of the United States. Today, we hear from Trump and Palin and learn more about why this is a perfect match, not just for them, but for our entire country. Donald J. Trump and Governor Sarah Palin coming up. As the Trump train rolls on, we get an on-the-ground report from Mama Grizzly Radio correspondent Dina Miller. Sarah Palin gives us the real feel of the Trump movement. A brand new installment of Liberty and Legacy with Tamara Colbert is on the way from Texas. And just ahead, our latest edition of Steel Resolve with Sarah Steelman in Missouri. Welcome to the Palin Update on Mama Grizzly Radio. The Palin Update is sponsored by Narrowgate Security Agency. Learn more at narrowgate.com. Well, unless you've been completely out of the loop for the last year, you shouldn't be surprised at all by Sarah Palin's recent endorsement of Donald Trump. The governor made her support official in Iowa with Mr. Trump, but you didn't have to read the tea leaves to know Palin has had Trump's back for some time. The outrage over her endorsement from so-called conservatives and faux Palin supporters is even more curious because it was so obvious that it was coming. That said, while the usual suspects moan and cry, Sarah Palin is now a part of the Trump juggernaut. Palin recognizes Donald Trump is the leader we so desperately need, and she's working hard to get him the Republican nomination and, God willing, send Trump to Pennsylvania Avenue. Today we hear from Trump and Palin and learn just how much each of these great Americans respect one another. First, the next president of the United States. Donald Trump needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. He is a businessman extraordinaire, popular television personality, best-selling author, and now candidate for the Republican nomination for President of the United States. We welcome Donald Trump to Mama Grizzly Radio. Mr. Trump, thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the Palin Update.
Thank you.
You know, one thing I've noticed here in the campaign for president is people attacking you and attacking your character, and it's always from people usually who've never met you. And I like to say you're being Palined in this regard, you know, people who don't know you at all.
Well, you know, one of the reasons I have such respect for Sarah, first of all, she's a great person, and Todd and the whole family, these are great people. And one of the things I most admire about her is that she took so much nonsense, lies and disgusting lies, and she handles it so well. She's tough and smart and just a great woman. So it's an honor to be with you today. I must tell you that, Kevin.
Well, you've had some meetings with Governor Palin. I know when she did her monument tour through America, I think you sat down for pizza in New York City. You mentioned some of your thoughts on her. What else do you think about her as far as her leadership when she was governor? And if there is a Trump administration, could you see maybe picking up the phone, giving the governor a call, picking her brain on some things, or perhaps having her along in some official capacity?
I mean, I'd love that because she really is somebody that knows what's happening, and she's a special person. She's really a special person. And now she has, like me, she's got some people that don't exactly love us, and we understand who they are, and you sort of forget about that. But she has a tremendously loyal group of people out there for her, and I think now maybe more so than ever. You know, I'm looking at some of these candidates. They're weak, they're ineffective, and you know, to a degree that's actually almost hard to believe. And you know, they like the Sarah Palin kind of strength. You just don't see very much of it anymore.
Another thing you both have in common, and this I know I was excited about when I heard you would be running for president, and you're certainly living up to this, and I told people this when you first announced your candidacy officially. I said, he's going to call out not just Obama, not just Hillary, but also Jeb Bush, also John McCain, also Lindsey Graham, those who aren't doing their job. It doesn't matter about party. It matters about what are you doing for the American people, or in a lot of these cases, not doing, and you're not afraid to call it as it is. You're not bowing down to pressure, people telling you, you must apologize, you must do this. You're going to do what you want, and the voters can decide.
That's right. They're not doing their job. I mean, you look at what's happening with the veterans. The veterans are being treated like third-class citizens. It's horrible what's going on, and John McCain is so involved with the veterans, but nothing happens, because they're politicians ultimately. And, my definition of most politicians are all talk, no action. Nothing's happening. And then, it's interesting because I know the same thing would happen to Sarah a lot when somebody attacks me viciously. They call me names, horrible names. Then I attack them. They don't report what the other people said. So it looks like I'm just, out of nowhere making things up about like a Lindsey Graham or this character Rick Perry. That's another beauty. All of a sudden he attacks. And, you attack back and you say something very rational, but they don't show that you weren't the one that started. So, I've always felt that when you get attacked, you have to say something at least. And when you say it, it would be nice if they could have the other side of the story too. But, these are the problems. The press is extremely dishonest, the media, the political media. I've always had good luck with the financial media. Maybe it's simpler because it's numbers. But the political media is amazingly dishonest. I'm so surprised to see it, actually.
Early on, when the attack started against your campaign, Sarah Palin said you must be doing something right. I'm paraphrasing here, but because they're coming after you. And that's what they do, when they're scared of someone that's a real threat. And then more recently, she referred to you as a hero. High praise from the governor.
Well, I just can tell you she's just an amazing woman, and honestly, she should be given, and she's given great credit, but she should be given even more credit because she is somebody that people respect and admire, and she speaks for so many people. I don't even think she knows how important she is, okay? And maybe that's part of the beauty of Sarah Palin. But I just see it all over, and so many people revere her, and so I just think it's great. I think she's terrific.
Well, Mr. Trump, you're giving a lot of people hope, and it's certainly been entertaining, and we are enjoying your message on the trail and watching you all the way. We're praying for you, rooting for you, and hope to talk to you again. And we thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
For more on Mr. Trump and his campaign, visit DonaldJTrump.com.